on. There we go. Oh well. Welcome. It is time to talk about Call of Duty Ghosts. MP. Talking about the multiplayer now. Now, why multiplayer? Well, let's just say the multiplayer had its good sides and its downsides. But as always, there's always room for improvement. Always. And so, we're going to talk about it. Let's talk briefly about the multiplayer. Because we do actually need to talk that while it was good, many people knew that the maps were just not. Hey, Shuni. Let's just put it this way. The maps were good, but they were bad for this Call of Duty in the sense of not of just flow, but these maps were actually designed to be 10v10, not 6v6. And that's the problem with it. And I think they missed the mark with this. And I thought like we could make it like, Stonehaven Return, it would fit for 10v10 maps in Modern Warfare 2019. Other maps as well. The guns were perfectly balanced. For a Call of Duty to have a perfectly balanced like weapons in general, any weapon can counter any weapon, and you're like, that's good. That's actually good. And it was where we never saw, and we never saw on COD Ghosts. Oh, this weapon is overpowered. Rebalancing this, rebalancing that. Nothing. It was a very well balanced, even on perks. The perk system, even if you wanted to go silent, like undetectable by radar and everything, there were perks that could actually counter it. So it was good. You could actually customize your soldier, like what it wears, what helmet, what face. And this was the introduction of female soldiers into the game of Call of Duty. This was the first Call of Duty where you could play as a female soldier, so that was like a plus. Even though you could buy the weapon, there were like special weapon camos that you could buy in the store, but they also, some of them came with a customized helmet, customized suit. Even though it had the weapon camo, but you also had the calling card, not the sticker, the emblem, the sight, even the back. Remember when we had backgrounds? That was the Call of Duty that we had backgrounds. Like, choose your background, and those weapon camo packages that you bought, behind the character there was the background. I had the Master Prestige background in Black Ops 2 because I am Master Prestige in Black Ops 2, so I grind that out in Black Ops 2. That's the only Call of Duty that I have max prestige, because I just wanted it. Hey, what's up, EC? Welcome. We're going to talk about multiplayer. Right now, we're just going to talk, because multiplayer, we can break this one in several parts. Because we actually, if we're going to make this Call of Duty, we actually need to focus on what's good. So, this first stream, we're going to talk about weapons, specifically assault rifles. So, we're going to dedicate this stream to assault rifles that we won in the game based on the rewrite of the campaign of Call of Duty. And so, put in the comments your favorite assault rifle in COD Ghosts and what attachments. Because mine is straightforward. Mine is the Remington R5 grenade launcher ACOG. You might be wondering, well, why? It was almost like the successor of the ACR. Well, the Remington was actually a mixture of the ACR and the CM901 from Modern Warfare 3. And that was the only COD that you skip on easy. Well, the multiplayer was actually kind of good. It's just the maps. Like I was saying at the beginning, the maps were for 10v10, not 6v6. That was the flow that it had. Another thing that we haven't seen in Call of Duty Return from Ghosts that no Call of Duty has ever done. The dynamic, like you trigger something, the map changes. Example, I think it was the baseball stadium that ruins that you went. When you call in a chem strike, it changes the environment of the map completely. The flow changes. Yeah, we actually, if that was reintroduced in Modern Warfare, it would have been awesome. Like for example, imagine Euphrates Bridge. If you had an airstrike or no, but even though you had the magma in Black Ops 2, dynamic maps, that change and everything, haven't been introduced since COD Ghosts. I mean, Advanced Warfare had its map, but it didn't change anything. It was just fucking water coming in and coming out, and that's it. It didn't change anything of the map itself. Neither the dynamic of it. Mostly because you had the advanced movement system that was so broken. But let's take Euphrates Bridge. If you had a cruise missile or an airstrike or cluster, the bridge comes down and the middle part of it just falls, and that's it. And it's like all plain. I don't know. I think we need that type of maps, but I don't know if we can. Well, we can do it. It's just more so. Was it appealing for the average player? Because for me, I always seek those places. And if you actually add more dynamics, so let's say in a map you have like the sniper towers almost. If you shoot a rocket or grenade launcher, stick a Semtex or something exploded near it, and it would weaken the tower or would make it collapse, so you have no sniper tower. Make certain parts of the buildings get destroyed. Not so much as Battlefield type, but like getting to it more so. Because Battlefield, you can just destroy the map and it's all plain and all players just shoot each other like it is the 1700s. So, let's start with what's crucial in this multiplayer. Weapons. The original Call of Duty Ghosts, the weapons were fairly balanced. No weapon was overpowered. Like, it could be used in anything. For example, The Remington was very good at a long distance shooting, but it was shitty at in a way of close quarters. You have shitty long range ARs, but they were good at close quarters. You had the sniper rifles were fairly even balanced. So I'm surprised of it. Even the LMGs, even though you had the mag count and everything, but still, it was you knew how to counter it. It was just, I think, a matter of kill streaks, and the maps were 10v10. That's it. So let's start now the stream properly. Let's start it with weapons, and let's start with the first category, assault rifles. Now, in the original um, Call of Duty, we had the Honey Badger, the ARX 160, we had the AK 12, we have the FAD, we have the Msbs, we had the Remington R5, the SC 2010, and the Maverick. And you're like, you had eight assault rifles. You started with 7, but they added one more, like a DLC. Well, yeah, they added one like a DLC because the Ripper SMG AR is a hybrid. But they added it as an assault rifle. So you had 8 at the end of the game's life cycle. You had 8. Pretty decent, you might say, and everything. But I think many of them didn't play as it should. For example, you had the Msbs. I rarely saw it played, even though it was a very powerful assault rifle. The Because it was a 3-round burster. Even though it was a 3-round burster, uh, the rate of fire on it was so slow for a burst rifle. It's even slower than the FAMAS in Modern Warfare, and that's a pain in the ass. You had the FAD, returning from Modern Warfare 3. I don't know what they were doing with it. Personally, I never. Every attempt that I had to use it was more so as a spray and pray in CQB than its true purpose as an assault rifle. Mostly because damage, recoil, and damage primarily, and it was a piece of shit that I just never touched. So I guess they were not all fairly balanced, but you need to have shitty weapons, aka the Dragunov, in almost every game. Well, we had the AK-12 that was like the modern version of the AK-47. It still doesn't explain where the AK-47 went. You had the ARX 160. This was one of the new assault rifles that they tried to introduce. Good at CQB, just not at close, not at mid range, long range. You had the Honey Badger. Man, the Honey Badger. It was just good at CQB. That's it. You couldn't use it for anything else because it had a silenced barrel. You couldn't use any barrel attachment, and even if you try to use it for long range engagements, the Honey Badger was just not. You couldn't. You couldn't use it. So like beyond CQB, you couldn't use the Honey Badger. I was debating actually on whether to add it to the game, but no. Even though it was like a signature weapon for Call of Duty, I'm like, it's a one gimmick weapon. It in real life, the Honey Badger has just two barrels, the 5.5 and the 10.5. If you actually add a longer barrel in Honey Badger, then it's not a Honey Badger. So that's it. The only gimmick that it has is because it was very compact. But other than that, in the recent Call of Duties, we see that we now with Modern Warfare actually, for Modern Warfare 2019 and Black Ops Cold War, we can actually just make another weapon. And so I have 5 choices. All right, 5. Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 choices. Surprisingly, there's just only two, like the count from Sesame says, two assault rifle returning. I hope it doesn't get copyright. um, but still, there's just 2 returning. The SC 2010 and the Tabor. What's actually strange is that the Tabor, the MTAR X was in the submachine category when it's actually an assault rifle. So I just moved it from SMG to ARs because with the Modern Warfare 2019 system of Gunsmith, we can actually move it to an AR. I think we have. Let me just see if we have 9. Ooh, it exists. So it is possible. But anyways, for this Call of Duty, it ain't. Shuni, you still there? Anyways, getting back to it. The first assault rifle that I'm proposing that it is in Call of Duty is the M13. Hey, Shuni! The M13 is going to make a return, and it's going to appear in COD Ghosts. Why is that? Well, in Modern Warfare 2019, if you see in the multiplayer, if you go down to the ammunition type, it fires 300 Blackout. The gimmick of the Honey Badger is that it's so compact and has an integrated silencer that shoots 300 Blackout. That's why it's silent. But in reality, now that it's more advanced, you have the M13 that shoots 300 Blackout, and you had it featured in the game. So why not just like pick that one, put it in Ghost? You can add a silenced barrel over there as an attachment. 300 Blackout. There you go. That's your silent weapon for the Ghost. The only thing that varies is what type of grip it has on sights. Speaking of sights, one of the things that I'm gonna, well, actually I would have to discuss it with the team would be, we gotta cut it. Too many sights, and none of them are widely used. And I know that you want to add levels on the weapon in order to showcase that, oh, it takes long and everything. But in reality, I think it harms a little bit. And I got damn, I splashed the screen. And I think we needed to cut it down on sites. But the system, it would actually work. And one of the things that I'm going to propose for COD Ghost, instead of just using 5 attachments, Why not just extend it normal to 6 to get 6 attachment slots that you can use? We've been using 5 since Black Ops 3. In the 10 pick system that they had in Black Ops 3, you can use 5 attachments. Why not just make it one more? Because in Cold War you can use 8, but that's because of a wildcard. Then just add a 6 attachment slot normally, and you can just use 6 attachments normal. No need to waste. And you can actually, it would actually help in the sense of a player building its weapon, even though it would be like kind of overpowered. But if you can actually manage the attachments for it. Let me just, because I said that we were getting the M13 same as it has on sorry, same as we have it in Modern Warfare 2019. The other thing that I'm gonna change actually, and I think I'm gonna take it away, is FMJ. I'm gonna take away FMJ from the perk system. Now, why is that? FMJ is rarely used. In perk system is rarely used FMJ. That's it. And I think what we can do with the perk is just, instead of making FMJ a perk, make it an ammunition type. But instead of FMJ, just make it armor piercing. Later on, I would explain why. When we go down the line with... well, let me explain it right now. Why I added it as an ammunition and not as a perk? Because it makes sense. You're changing your ammo type into an armor piercing one. Instead of FMJ, that it's the regular ammo that any military uses. Even if it is a militia, they buy FMJs. It's not a weapon perk. Same with frangible wounding. Change it to an ammo type. Instead of a perk, just change it into an ammo type. The only difference would be that increase. It would have the same functions. It would just be more so that in the ammo type, because you have it, it was like it delays for frangible wounding. It would be delaying ammo health regeneration, but it decreases penetration. Because in real life, that's what it is. And armor piercing. Hey, what's up, Jorge? And with armor piercing, it increases penetration, but you can actually use it as, well, yeah, it's just that one, and it increases penetration, but it decreases, I think, damage. Well, not damage per se, but health regeneration is like a little bit faster because it just goes through. Or it retains more damage, penetrating stuff, and it has no cons. It's just that the only one that has a con would be frangible wounding, but that's on penetration, that alone. So yeah, move them from perk to ammo types and magazines. get rid of frangible disabling. SS is stupid. Um, More money, get rid of it. Recon. Uh, Nobody uses it outside sniper rifles sometimes, but even so, presence of mind. Come on. Other than that, like fast melee, I understand. Heavy hitter, it's a burst thing. Well, yeah, they can say. Other than that, the other ones that I just said, they're gone. They're useless. All right, so that's the first weapon. The M13 substitutes the Honey Badger. Has more variety and you can customize it more. You can, instead of having to choose 5 attachments, you choose 6. And with choosing 6, it actually helps the player thinking more, because it might help like balance the weapon, but against the competitions that it's going to have, it's going to be different. Why? Because the M13, its competition is going to be the HK416. Ooh. Because we can put it that they have almost the same rate of fire, but the HK416 is going to be is going to be the M4 of this Call of Duty. And what I was actually thinking about it was the fact that having this as a counter for the M13, it's good because there's 416s that have short barrel and you can just add a silencer. It almost like kind of balance. You can actually make it like a 17 one. You can actually transform this one to a um, to the M27 IAR. If you remember from COD Ghosts, if you look at the list in its wiki, you see that the M27 IAR comes from the modification of an HK416, just longer barrel, 100 round mag, and that's it for the cycling. That's the LMG that they're going, the U.S. Marine Corps. So actually adding the 416, and then you can transform it. Like, let's put it. Um, let's put barrel lengths. The first barrel that you're going to unlock is going to be the long one. Same point. Let's put it 17-inch barrel. And that would be what? Increase range, damage, bullet velocity, obviously. Uh, Decreases aim down ADS time. Movement. What's another thing that we can actually add to it? What's another thing that we can actually add to the movement, ADS, and sprint to fire, because it's longer. Oh, we can actually. Oh, I forgot. Decreases recoil because it's heavy and it's bullet velocity. That means also accuracy. So now we have our first barrel for the HK416. Now we can actually add a second one, and that would be the 10.5. Now the 10.5 inch barrel, and that would have increase ADS. It would increase movement. Movement, sprint to fire, recoil, of course, and it decreases range, bullet velocity, accuracy, damage. It's just so now we got two barrels for the 416. One that helps you with range, accuracy, and bullet velocity, and the other one that decreases all of that from the normal one. But I'm actually thinking in order to actually make a competition, because remember, the M13 has a silent barrel, so we can actually add a silent barrel. Let's add it the 12.5, even though it's not realistic as they sell it, but you can actually do it. A 12.5, a 13.5 inch silence. No, suppress. Let's make it terminology correct. Suppress barrel. And it would actually be like the same as the 17. The only difference is that it's just a little, and you increases damage, velocity, accuracy, and suppress weapon. There, you got 3 barrels. And you'll be like, oh my god! Which is actually correct, but placers, I'm thinking the same as Modern Warfare, optics as Modern Warfare. Stocks, same. Ammunition, same as the M13. Modern Warfare 2019. On the barrels, the same. Perks, as I established why. The only difference is the barrels. We just added the length, so it actually helps. So, continuing to our third weapon. This is actually one that I won in the game because, I'm writing it. But it actually fits more so the wolf pack. In the sense that even though they have the 416 and they have the barrel lengths, having this weapon actually is more for like veteran type wolf pack members. like like my character. Oh, excuse me. And I said it before. It's like if they add this one, we would have a true 308 rifle in the game, and not the Scar. The Scar is going to be different this time. If you Google Type A rifle 308, let's you can see that there's a. It looks similar to. Let me share my screen. Let me share this screen. Share screen. Let me share you this. If you see, if you Google Type A 308 rifle, you're gonna see that the rifle looks similar to the one that I'm showing you from that I have in Modern Warfare. The only difference is that it is a 308. So actually, the handguard that you have over here, the barrel of the tac light, it would be actually default, and it's 308, and it looks futuristic, but at the same time, it looks modern. And you can see the three attachments. You saw the three attachments over there. So, well, not three. Sorry, six. I cut it in half. That's because when you, even though you cannot select, but when you're looking to a six attachment on game in Modern Warfare 2019, you can actually just put it like share it. Well, not the share, like move it, and then you see how it looks with six attachments, even though you cannot have it in game. That's actually a cool thing that they did. That I'm actually glad it happened. I don't know what the hell is it with the gunsmith in Cold War that it's doesn't let you view the gun with the attachment that you have highlighted on, even if it's not selected. Who knows? Treyarch and their games. But anyways, going back to this rifle, why Type A? And I just put it like that, Type A, because I don't know if we're going to have the permission from Activision or from the company that actually produces this one. We can change it the name later on. But I chose this one because it would be like low. It would be the Remington R5 version, just in 308, 20 rounds. Oh, that's one thing that I forgot. Many of the guns in Call of Duty COD Ghosts. Oh yeah, in Call of Duty Ghosts, in the original one, the ammo count was off in some of the guns. Like it was off. No explanation why. And so this is going to be the Remington version of that gun. It's going to be uh, 20 rounds, a 308. The rate of fire, though, it's going to be actually increased. Instead of the slow one that the Remington had, this one is going to be increased. So even though the recoil wouldn't be bad, because as you see in the images in Google, they have a muzzle brake. So it won't be that bad, but because you have the attachments to it. So my proposal for that one would be that the muzzle devices, I think we're going to stick with the Modern Warfare 2019 versions. The only thing that I think I would defer in order to actually make it different would be the aesthetic of the muzzle brake. And that would be like it and certain attachments. Barrels. Let's get into the barrels for this one. I think we can actually take the 10.5-inch barrel from the HK16, HK416 actually. Put it over here. We can actually take the barrel system of the HK416 over here and just copy backwards, copy paste, and we have the barrels. We just add it like that. The other one that I think we're going to change in a way, because you have a long barrel instead of a 17 one, you got an 18. 10.5 that remains. The only thing that I would actually change instead of the suppressed barrel would be actually just to add, because this one, instead of having the 16-inch, just to make it 18, it's going to be the 14.7 naturally. And so the 18-inch would actually make more sense. You add just a suppressor for longer range. You have the 10.5 for CQB. If you want to be silenced, you can just add a suppressor. 13.5 suppressed. That's 13.5 plus the suppressor. Suppressors are like, typically they're 8-inch, so 21. What's 9 plus 10? 21. You stupid. I can actually leave it, which just change the 17 for an 18. And that would be it of it. Lasers, same as Modern Warfare. I think what we can actually do with this is most of the attachments that this gun will have would be like the M4s, except the barrels. Now we come to our, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Our fourth assault rifle, the SC 2010. In real life, it's actually the Brazilian modification of the FNFAL, and they have it in two configurations. The one that we saw in COD Ghosts original game was 5.56 version, even though it looked 308. So this would actually be like the competition for the Type A rifle, because the Type A is going to be full auto, but this one would be semi. And it would be more so that in this one, the barrel length normally would be 16-inch. Together. And just have it as the FNFAL, I think, attachments. Not much change over there. The only thing that would be different, it would be that this is a semi. Instead of fully auto, it would be semi. Let's put it 308 semi. We can actually add like a perk for full auto on this one because it would have the burst, but if you add just the full auto, just any other one would have the burst, but it will automatically have the switch for if you don't have a grenade launcher. Oh, that's the thing. I'm gonna change that because I like well let it remain like Modern Warfare 2019. Um because that would actually help. But I think one of the things that we're going to remove from the perk system of the guns, sleight of hand, and we're going to add it as a perk. Why? Because as a soldier, you're trained, even though you're not trained in all weapon systems, but you still rely so heavily on sleight of hand. And actually, we can mix it with the perk amp, but differently in for ghosts. You know, reload faster, use equipment faster. Um, yeah, switch weapons faster, like swap weapons faster. That would and you can reload launchers faster. But we'll get to that. So you got now 4 assault rifles, 2 308s that compete with each other, 2 5.56 guns that compete with each other. You replace the Honey Badger because Honey Badger in this new system it's just useless. Now let's go to the well, it's not infamous, but it's infamous for a reason. Terrorists use it, rebels use it. The AK-47. We can aesthetically make it look like the AK-12, but in reality, the AK-12 is just AK-47. What we can actually do is like a blueprint that looks like the AK-12 and just, but it has to be earned either through battle pass or to in-game challenges. So there's no change on that. It's just the AK-47. But instead of being the AK-12 of Ghosts, it's just like that. Now, here's the big one that I actually think is going to be. This is going to be interesting. We're going to put here the Scar L, not the H, Scar L. Why the Scar L? Well, we haven't seen it since Modern Warfare 3. You have the ammo conversion. You can actually just switch it to the Scar H, but instead of just 20 normal rounds, you can actually make them special. You know, 308. This conversion ammo makes it 308 and makes it with high velocity rounds. Well, that's actually an attachment that I was thinking about yesterday. High velocity rounds. What do you guys think of them? Because in real life, it works almost like an armor piercing one. So instead of having armor piercing rounds, why not have high velocity as ammunition? No, actually, you know what? You know what? No. No. Let's take armor piercing ammunition out of the ammunition and out of the perk system. Now that I think about it more clearly in the stream, we're gonna take it out. Armor piercing is out. It's out of the perk. It's out of the yeah. What we're gonna leave and fractional wounding is an ammo type. Oh, it is an ammo type. But health regen. Oh well, yeah. No, because it's ICU. Stem. Oh shit. Frangible wounding. I'm taking too much time. I think we're gonna leave frangible wounding out of the ammunition. We're gonna retrieve frangible wounding. In real life, you cannot use it. No military uses frangible wounding like that. Just hunting. But yeah. Let's remove frangible wounding. Good, thank God. Yeah, let's remove it. It's a pain in the ass, and because I remember the ICU perk that you had in COD Ghosts was like the stim that you quickly regen health, but you have the stim now, so it's useless. The ICU perk, and you have the stim equipment, so that's annoying by itself. So there's no need for frangible wounding nor armor piercing in that way, because I'm thinking using high velocity rounds as armor piercing rounds, but instead of in the guns, use it as a way of a kill streak. But I'll explain why later. Going back to why the Scar L, you can actually make it that the Scar L with the 308 conversion and 20 round max, it mostly serves as a marksman type rifle when you make it a conversion, because then you convert the gun, like let's say it has the frangible wounding rounds, but only in that gun, like in that ammo conversion, and in order to make it worth it, you know. So you choose that one, and you have the benefit that if you hit him and you didn't kill him, his health regen just stops for a few seconds. You add the 60 round mag. Uh, Court said, let me put it over here in the ammunition type. 308, 20 round, 308, frangible. Twenty rounds of 308 frangible wounding conversion. You add the long barrel, you add the suppressor, and you can. It has more damage. You can actually it's more damage, more range, but it stops. And even though you have 20 rounds, but it would actually make a purpose. You just take those ones out and you put a 60 round mag. That's one of the things that's another thing. For the 5.56 guns, no 50 rounders. Just 60. Why 50? Why put 50 and 60? It's just 10 rounds more. Or 10 rounds like they're in the limbo. So just take out the 50, put in the 60 round mag, and that's it. So that goes for the That goes for the M13. That goes for the HK 416. That goes with the Scar L. So it's like the 2308 rounds, the 60 round mag. For the HK 416 is the either the 60, the 100, and you can add the 300 blackout there. Just different because you don't have a. Well, yeah, you still have the suppressed barrel, but it's a matter of choice. And it would actually fit the pod because some ghosts use the M13 100 blackout, and others use the 416. Since the new 416 is compatible with almost any magazine, you can actually they both run on PMax, so you can actually just use that or Stanac and just that's it. With the little red band indicating that it's 300 blackout. Now we go to the seventh assault rifle, and that is the Tavor. You know it as a Ram 7 in Modern Warfare 2019, and in Call of Duty Ghosts it was the MTRX, but it was an SMG. But it was not properly. It's not an SMG. You can actually make it, but no. We're gonna put it over here. We're gonna put it in the assault rifle category, and we're gonna make it a 5.56. It's gonna have the same attachments to it. The only difference is the ammunition type. Why? Because the ammunition for it is going to be the 60 round max of 5.56, not the huge ball that the AUG has, the one that you have for the M13 and the 416. That actually helps. Like it's all big and you go in there. One of the things that we're going to change because it doesn't have a suppressed barrel, so we're gonna suppressed barrel. We're gonna add it. And this one is going to be 12.5-inch suppressed barrel. And the ammunition, instead of only just the 60, we are going to put what is the longest 9mm? I know that there's a 32, but we're going to put in the 33 rounder. 33 round of 9mm. Why is that? Because this gun actually has the conversion for it. So you can actually just make the conversion to a 9mm. And then you have it. You have a 9mm and even though the damage in the assault rifle category is going to be low, but you can actually transform it into a high SMG damage. Yeah, a high damage SMG. And one thing that I learned a few months back, looking at that rifle, when discussing Modern Warfare 2019, was this gun actually has a 5 can actually be converted into an AK-74 bullpup. Why am I making this reference? Because of the round that it fires the 5.45 by 39, the AK-74 round. So you can actually add that one, because the AK-47 can be converted into that one. We can actually make it into, let's put it decent, because it's going to lose damage. So let's put it a 40 round. 40 round mag. And so we have the attachments for it, each weapon system of the assault rifles. Now, I was thinking about adding the Maverick or the SA 805. But here's the thing. The SA 805 is just exclusively for uh, the Czech army, and it's not in the campaign. We can actually like somewhat introduce it, but in a way it would be somewhat unbalanced, because I was actually thinking about adding it as a 6.8 by 43 SPC round, but there's no rifle for it, and the 5.56, it's almost like you have the scar. Ooh. The counter for the Scar L. Different barrel lengths. Yay. Now it's working. SA 805. And we can actually put, instead of 6.8 SPC, we can actually put it as a conversion kit. For the SA, having the 30 round mag of 6.8 SPC frangible wounding conversion kit instead of the 308. You would have the same things: 60 round mag for the 5.56, this 308, and then you would have the 100 round mag. You have heavy barrels. I think what we can actually put in competition is that the Scar L has low recoil. Let me put it this way: the Scar L, we can actually make it 16-inch barrel normally, and the SA 805, we can actually make it a 15-inch barrel. Barrel lengths for the SA could be different, because in Modern Warfare, FN Scar 17. We have a 17.2, we got a 20, and we got a CQB. And I think the CQB is like a 12 and something. So if it's going to be almost the same for the Scar H attachments, except the ammo, we can actually make it that we have an 18-inch barrel. There we go. You have an 18-inch barrel. We can actually have, instead of the CQC, We have the what's the shortest one? Let's just put it 13.5. No, actually, you know what? Not 13.5. Let's put it 11.5. 11.5 inch barrel to make it actually CQC. Fair. Uh, we can actually, because it doesn't have a suppressed one, but it has a very long one. Oh, well, sorry. Instead of the 18 inch, you have the 19 inch. 11.5, and you have there's no long range suppress, but you got the 17.5 inch suppress. So you're having competition with it. So imagine having the 17.5 inch suppress barrel with the 30 round 6.8 SPC frangible. So you got 10 more rounds, a little bit less damage than the Scar H conversion, but still, that would make it interesting. A competition for the Scar L. And now we have 8 assault rifles. The Maverick is more so like a DLC weapon. But look at it this way. If you look at it, it has more wooden parts. It looks like even though it's gas piston, but it was almost like they grab an ACR and a SCAR, made it wooden, make it like a construction type, like made on the fly for resistance. And it wasn't specified what caliber it fires. So even the sniper rifle bearing that it has, if you go in the wiki, it's never specified, not even what caliber it fires. Everybody assumed that it was a 6.8, but it's not even said. So it's an actual shame, because I wanted to put it, but it looks more so like a made in the fly, not a rifle per se. But anyway, we got eight just to start. That's actually decent. That's actually very good. And so, Thomas is in. But there we have it. I explained why the Type A rifle. I explained why the modification to the SC 2010. We took out the Honey Badger. We added the M13. We added the competition for the M13, the HK 416, as a replacement for the M4, and much more adaptable. I wanted to convert it to the 417, just as the Scar L and the SA, but we have the Type A rifle that is a 308. So it wouldn't be a competition for the 416 converted to the 417 in ammo type. It wouldn't be a competition for the SC 2010, the Scar L conversion, not even the Type A. So I think it's just the 60 round mag, the 100 round mag, and the 300 blackout. That would actually fit right in. So there we have it. Now the damage for each could be debatable. I'm just naming the attachments here, almost the same as Modern Warfare's, but different. And I'm going to specify obviously in the document to which guns each. So that's going to be an interesting one, on adjusting the damage. One thing that I'm actually going to, that I think Cold War did good, but it's not specified. I think instead of just the bars and just showing you green, red, like show the stats. Like damage, max, min, no range, max, min, or max, myth, minimum. That would actually help. Or just transfer that to the, like the Cold War stats, the stat sheet that they have for each gun. Just transfer it to Ghost. That would actually help the player a little bit, but it would still help. You know, the percentages. Now for this, obviously you would say like, oh well, there's not a lot of weapons from Call of Duty Ghosts. They don't have to be. It's a new COD Ghost, just like the new Modern Warfare. Even though they have almost the same weapons, but if you look at it in the original, the OG Modern Warfare, the first one, you had the G36, but it doesn't fit this one. So you upgraded. You replace it with a Kilo. Even though they bring it back as an LMG, the G36, but still, it didn't fit quite well. It just felt different. It didn't feel the same. And with this assault rifles, I think this A that I chose, you can actually put it in the comments if you don't want an assault rifle is the one that I listed, or you want to add it. We can actually add it to the game. I just chose this 8, even though originally it was 7. Now it's 8. Um, Assault rifles for this new Call of Duty Ghosts, how each is going to be used. Obviously, like I said, I'm going to specify it more in the document. If Activision is Infinity Ward is listening, you know, contact me. We'll discuss how this is going to progress and everything. But hey, I think we can actually call it like a quick stream, even though it's 1 hour. But yeah, we actually fixed a few things. We have our 8 rifles, what attachments, mostly, the change of attachments in certain aspects. And I think one crucial thing is that because we have established this assault rifles, we can actually now establish the SMGs and therefore the LMGs, and then marksman and sniper rifles per se. And for sniper rifles, I was thinking about 2 sniper rifles. This is going to be almost like a spoiler alert. I was thinking, you know, I saw the CRG 20 millimeter in Cold War, and I was like, should I unlock it? And then I was looking at exclusive A's videos, and I was like, no, so it doesn't work. It's not. It's the same as an AX50, so it's useless. But it actually got me thinking. Why not introduce that as a sniper rifle, but different? Because he says in Cold War it works, but in Warzone it doesn't. And I play Warzone. I don't play Cold War except zombies with my brother. That's it. So why not use it in the campaign for the bad guys? And instead of just that one as 20 millimeter, I found out there's a Barrett 20 millimeter, and I was like, ooh, now that's a nice detail over there. So you have the counterpart to it. Because remember, this is about counterparts almost entirely. because you got two Black Op groups. You got the Wolfpack and you got the Ghosts. You got the Federation that's getting born and somewhat associated with the Islamic State of this game. Uh, so it's like the good guys 20 millimeter against the bad guys 20 millimeter. You know, almost like that. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And we can actually discuss it when we discuss sniper rifles. But now we have the rifles, the assault rifles that each they're good, but they battle it out against another assault rifle. Like which one you choose for 300 Blackout, the M13 or the HK416. Even though they both have suppressed barrels, but they have different lengths. They have long barrels, different lengths, short barrels, different lengths. Like you choose. Same with 308, the Type A rifle, uh, or the SC 2010, or the Scar L modification. For the Tabor, there's not much, but it's more so like it's first, even though it's CQB, but you got the AK-47 that shoots the AK-74. You can make a conversion for the AK-74. So you have it like that. You have so with those two, you can duke it out almost. You got the SA 805 making a return that can duke it out against the Scar L. So you got assault rifles that between them they duke it out, but obviously, in game, the meta, players choose. And so I think we got rid of bad assault rifles. We got rid of the FAD. We got rid of the ARX 160, the Honey Badger, because the gunsmith opened just so many avenues of opportunities that you don't need that extensive of assault rifles in order for you to actually have a silenced one. Now you can have a short barrel rifle attached with a suppressor and a gunsmith. Now that in this one I'm proposing, instead of just 5 attachments, 6 attachments normally, that would actually help a lot because we're moving in that direction. We're moving in the direction that you're going to use almost all the attachments in your gun. Kind of like in Black Ops, you got 8 slots of attachments. You got the wild card of gunfighter that permits you to have the 8 attachments on your gun. So instead of just like going straight into the 8 slots, because it's gonna be, you need to slow it down. So why not 6? Why not instead of 5 just 6? Just one more would actually help, and that would be it, just to actually see how it reacts in that Call of Duty. And in the next one, you can actually make it like, oh, now we see that it works, so let's go forth and open it up 7 or 8. But 6 is going to be I propose it as a new standard. 6 attachment slots, and you choose. And so now that we have the M13, the HK416, the Type A rifle on 308, we have the SC 2010 making a return, but it's 308 and it's in semi-automatic. We have the AK-47 instead of the AK-12. We can just make it a static change. That's it. You got the Scar L, not the H, because you're gonna have the H in a conversion kit differently. You have the Tavor, that would be the Ram 7 model for 2019. We just added a suppressed barrel for it. And the last one is the SA805 making a return, just different length and different conversion kit. It's going to be almost like the Scar L, but different in barrel lengths, and the conversion kit instead of 308 is a 6.8 SPC, and that's it. You get rid of the 50 round mag because it's 60 and then 100. For the M13 and 416, it's the 300, the 30 round 300 blackout. The ammo type for the for the 308, it's gonna be 25 rounds and 30. So almost like the Scar H, but different. No conversion to 5.56. It's just not. We already have enough 5.56 right now. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you got enough. So no conversion to 5.56. It was stupid. That's why the Scar L and then just upgraded it to Scar H and have the munition differently. And so now that we have it, now that we have our assault rifles, now we have to focus on one thing and one thing only right now. From these assault rifles, which one do you see being the meta? Which one do you see like your being your favorite? Which one you see weak or unnecessary? Because those are the three questions. And a fourth one that I'm gonna add, even though I already said it: which assault rifle do you want to see in game? And as an added bonus, why? And which attachments does it have? But anyways, now that we have the assault rifles, we have to move on to SMGs. Now, I know it's an hour and a half. It's going to be an hour and a half. So we're going to actually make it differently. This is going to be the assault rifle section. And then on Wednesday, we're going to stream the SMG part. Now, if you want to ask me about a little bit more details on each of the assault rifles that I name in this stream, in this video, just leave it down in the comments. I'll gladly answer. You can actually put your answers to the questions that I ask in the comments, and I'll give you a thumbs up, obviously, but more so that asking you why this, why that, because it has to be logical to the game and to the rewrite that we had. So we have reached the end of our stream. Glad you can all be here. Glad that you took your time to actually listen, because many people forget that multiplayer is actually the most important part of a Call of Duty, because it's what maintains it until the next one comes. It's not like in the past that you just bought a game and it had a single player and then you completed certain challenges to actually activate cheats and make it different and funny. Now it's different. So now that we have finished, I'm gonna add the balancing, like the damage profiles, base and range in the document. So once it's ready, I'll just let everybody know on Sarge's Discord or in the Awfully Irish podcast. If you don't know them, you can actually look it up on YouTube. They have good videos, good themes about what they're talking about. Um, Go and follow them. They have their own discords also, and so thank you for coming. Thank you for your time, Shuni. Thank you very much. Oh, Shuni, contact me on Discord. I need to ask you a favor. um, but anyways, uh, thank you for being here. We have the assault rifles now finished. We fixed it a few things here and there. And without further ado, we gotta we nah, I'm not gonna end it like that. um yes, we have it fixed. Now it's time to move on to the next category, the SMGs. Even though I don't use them, I rarely use them in any COD. I'm more of an assault rifle guy, specific assault rifle. But anyways, thank you for coming. Till next time. Oh, sorry, the wrong one. Manuel out.